website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, we're talking about the blues scale and how we can change it and change the sound of it. And in the previous video, we talked about the blue note and how to use that in a totally different way that makes the whole scale sound different. This time, and go back and watch that video if you haven't done so. This time, we're going to look at the 6th of the scale, which is not in the scale. But we take that 6th, we take that extra note, and then we skip another note, or we add it to the scale that we have already. And we do all kinds of really cool things. And then we combine it with the concept in the previous video, and then we suddenly have a whole new arpeggio we can use. So this is important stuff because it builds on something you know already. Everybody knows if you're into improvisation, you know the first position blues scale shape, right? Everybody knows that. So if you build on that, then you'll take something very known and add something new to it, which will make you learn incredibly fast. But as I said in the previous video, you need to spend an amount of time with these concepts and say, okay, this week or today or these 2 days, depending on how much you practice, I am going to use this concept over and over and over again. It's the first thing I do when I pick up my guitar, and it's the last thing I do when I finish my practice sessions. And I do that for an entire month, for instance. In order for you to move into it and make it part of your playing, you need to do stuff like that. Otherwise, it will just be something, oh, that sounds nice. I'll try that out for 5 minutes, and then you'll forget about it and, go back to whatever you're doing before. Okay? I should say that I'm Claus Levin from guitarmastery.net, and you can click the links below here and get all sorts of cool stuff, free programs, jam tracks, and you need to do that. And of course, subscribe to this channel. So let's look at adding the 6th to the blues scale. So let's add the 6th to the blues scale. When we have the Dorian mode here, or we add that to the blues scale, we got the C blues scale here. The first position in the 8th fret. If I go and add the Dorian mode, which is just adding the major scale, 1 whole tone from the root. So this would be a B flat major scale that I'm putting on top of my first position here. Then I get this shape. It's got the 8th, 10th, and 11th. So I'm adding the 9th to my blues scale. Then I got the 3 notes here. 8, 9, and 10 on the A string, and then I add these 2 notes in the 7th fret on the 2 middle strings. So instead of going, I go. So I got 3, 7, 8, 10. I got the blue note there in the 11th fret on the G string, and then instead of just having the 8th and the 11th, I also have the 10th fret on both the B and the high E string. And this is a very good place to illustrate it. This is the 9th of C, right there. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the 6th, which is there. And if I play that, and like we did with the blue note here, we can replace and skip notes and do all kinds of really cool things that will change the sound of the scale. And we'll do that here as well. Because instead of playing the 7th here, we play the 6th. And so we simply replace the 2 notes. That's a really nice little trick, and it will give you this sound. Right, hear that? And you get that cool tritone interval again. It sounds really out there. But if I just add that, then I get a scale that looks like this, just you can follow. Normal blues scale on the first 2 strings. Then I reach for the 7th fret and the 10th. Normal blues scale on the D string. Then normal blues scale on the G string. Then on the B string I got the 8th and the 10th fret instead of the 8th and the 11th. and then normal blues scale. Right? But that's not the only thing you can do. You can also just add it to the scale, of course, and still have that note right there. But you can say, okay, when I have this note on the string, I'm just going to play that, and I'm going to skip the lower note as well, so I get... Right? And get a really cool sound as well. Right? Really cool little system. But then the next step, and I hope you watched the previous video now because that becomes very relevant at this point, is that if I do both the blue note, let's say I just separate the blue note. We got the A string here, and I'm just going to play the blue note on that string. And then I'm going to go for the sixth and the normal pentatonic or blues scale note there. Then on this string, I'm just going to go for the normal note and then the blue note, right? Because we got the 3 chromatics here. I'm just going to go for that. The blue note in the middle. And then on this string, I'm just going to go for the 6th and then normal blues scale here. So that actually gives me, listen to this. Just see, just going to play it for you slowly. 8, 11, 9, 7, 10. 8, 11, 10, 8, and 11. That is a perfect diminished arpeggio. And now we're both using that blue note, and we're using the 6th as well. And now, you have that totally far out blues sound, and we can use it in even a traditional blues context. Right? Because we can go. Hear that? And I can use it, I can stay in the blues scale. And then I can move in and out of just using that 6th and the blue note. Normal blues scale, and then so you get some interesting tools here that can really color the sound from, playing that very up and down scalish kind of thing, and you can break it up and really hit those cool notes. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.